Welcome to Black Excellence Club.
Oh yeah, I got someone else doing my intro. That's dope.
Let's set it
Welcome.
off.
My
Thank
name
you.
is Sakudini, and I am on a journey from unknown to unforgettable. And today I have with me
Anwar Lekki,
Anwar Lekki,
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. Let's go. So tell us about your life a little bit, Anwar.
From Bermuda, just like you. For the people that's out there watching, if you know anything about Bermuda, it's a small island. Everyone pretty much knows each other. I came to London for university about 7 years ago. Graduated and got a job in real estate. Did that for about 3 to 4 years. And then after I went self-employed. But more or less, I'm just an entrepreneur at heart. I've done over £1 million in sales in the real estate industry. And yeah, just to give a bit of context of, I'm not just talking, I'm actually got
Right,
experience
right.
in the game,
You're actually doing what you're saying.
Yes.
So what did you study in university?
I studied business management and I just figured I'd pick something general. I knew I wanted to be in business. Didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in business until I got into real estate. I had a mentor, taught me the game, really, really good. It's like a hustler. And he showed me the ins and outs, dealing with people, clients, and I just fell in love with it from there. And I stuck it out.
Okay. So what was your main interest within real estate?
It was a lifestyle. I'll definitely say with real estate or even any business or even sales job, it comes with a lifestyle. It kind of creates you into something more than you going into the business. It's, the early mornings dealing with people on a level with, probably the most expensive transactions. You have to look the part, it comes with hygiene, it comes with health. And, my last 3 years I've been training people. So it just fit within my lifestyle of who I wanted to be. A lot of people, you want to have that fast Lamborghini, you want to have that car, you want to have, a sales team, but it's about the person you have to be to drive that car, or the person or the lifestyle you have to be to have that nice house. And I realized in real estate or in the property industry, it creates you into something, that you can deal with people on that level,
So when you say you was training people, like how were you training people?
Yeah, I train people on sales accusation skills, touting, lead generation, listings, finding new properties, building relationships with clients, as well as keeping that as a relationship with clients going through to turn that into a monetary value where you'll be able to make money from it.
Okay.
I like to teach people about, obviously you want to learn the skills that come along with being able to sell property, but also the lifestyle and who you have to be as a person in your day-to-day life that will reflect into your business.
Okay.
A lot of people, they think, I'm not making the amount of money I want to make, or, I'm not got the car I want to have, or, but it's really and truly who you are as a person that reflects into your business, which a lot of people miss out on. So it's like you don't really have money problems. You've got personal issues that reflect in your money. You don't really have like health problems. You've got personal issues that reflect into your health, or relationship problems. It's more personal than anything. So yeah, I've just been teaching people obviously the tricks of the trade, but also, going back into, your lifestyle, your day to day, and what it takes in your day to day to be able to speak confidently, be able to be in front of people, and also deal with people on a level where they can trust you and feel like you know what you're talking about and you can actually help them,
Okay. So like what is the age range of the people that you train?
So most of them are young, between 18, 19, fresh out of university, fresh out of college,
Okay.
no experience. I prefer that because they're a fresh slate. When you get into people that's in the late 20s, they kind of already come with baggage and their skills, and they don't really want to listen to you.
Right.
So and the only reason why I've been able to teach people on real estate and, even cold calling skills, techniques, sales, spin selling, question-based selling techniques is because I studied it myself, trying to better myself. So then I was been able to relay that and be able to teach people because I've been through it,
Right. So how do you find these people to teach?
So I was working with I've worked for many real estate companies, and I was always bringing in deals from day one, my first day. So when they would get new people, they would just automatically bring them to me to
train.
to bring them up to speed. And I always found like a lot of these industries that I went to work in, because my boss has such a strict regime that he was militant with at 9 o'clock, Monday to Monday. We was working Sundays. We work from 9 till 7 o'clock. And all we do is talk business. From sundown to sunup, it's just money, 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 money. Business, business, business. So watching him and watching how he's a hustler and how he built his business up to where it is now, it just inspired me, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, big shout out to him.
All right. So say I'm this person that wants to come and train under you to learn how to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I need to know?
First thing I would say is go and get some experience. See if you enjoy it first. I've had people that generally don't enjoy it. They hate being on the phone. You know,
Okay.
they hate cold calling. They like the idea of it. Oh, I want to go see $1 million houses and walk around in a suit. But then when it actually comes down to the work and they actually have to, the times when it's rough, it's cold outside, it's rainy, you know, you got to be up early to be at the office at 9 o'clock. Then when the hard work kicks in, they don't want to do it no more. So I think like first go get a little bit of experience in the industry, work underneath somebody. And then when you really realize that this is what you want to do and genuinely have love for it, you know what I mean? It's not just about the money. I mean, obviously there's monetary value, but you have to look at it as your purpose and your calling, and the money will follow. You know, you need to be a people person. So if you genuinely enjoy the industry, then yeah, just hit me up. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that there's something that I'm doing that you want to learn, or if you see that there's little skills and techniques that you would like to implement, then yeah, hit me up anytime. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, man, I just had a question in my head too. I hate when this happens. It happens too frequently because you said something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on that, and then you said something else, and it just took me off.
Just chat. We just talk.
Okay, no, I know. Do you have to be licensed out here to practice real estate?
Nah. That's the beauty of it. In London, America, you do. In London, you don't. Anybody could become a real estate agent. It's not something you go to university to study. Most people end up getting into it by mistake. And then once you get into it and, you know, if you've got a good mentor, you have a good experience with it, then you end up sticking with it type of thing. But no one, like, from young say, oh, I want to be a real estate agent. Like, it's never really a job that you don't think about.
Right.
You kind of end up getting into it, you know.
So would you ever consider going back to Bermuda to do real estate? Because I know in Bermuda you have to be licensed.
Yeah, I've thought about it a few times, but London is a really, really big place. I'm pretty sure from where you left to get here, you've gone past billions of dollars in real estate. And the industry is fast. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I feel Bermuda would be a lot slower. A lot of people and their parents own a 5-6 bedroom house with maybe a 2-bedroom attached to it. So they tend to just live there and rent out a little part of their house or split the house up. Whereas London's not like that. You know, you've got all the biggest, you got like 10 different massive stadiums for all different sorts of sports. You've got everything. This is pretty much like the financial hub of Europe. So all of those European countries, they come here for university. They come, I mean, if you're into music, you've got every type of art, theater, music theater here for all around the world. So I feel like if you want to get into real estate, London is definitely the place to be because it's quick. It's quick. You know, there's a lot going on.
Do you feel that it's a cutthroat environment in London, though?
A little bit. You gotta be smart, and you have to be willing to. You can't wait for business just to fall from the sky. You've got to put in the work. You've got to be up early. You got to stay late. Even though I'm self-employed, I don't have a boss telling me, oh, your lunch break's up. Oh, from 9 o'clock to, oh, you only have a certain amount of holidays. But I still work harder than if I had a 9 to 5.
Right.
So
because the money is not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed, you know what I mean? So it is a cutthroat industry, business period, because people are tight with the money and everyone's trying to sell them something. Oh, buy this cream. Oh, buy that. Oh, do this. This is a great deal. This is the best deal you ever gonna. They've been bombarded with everything day to day, you know? So you kind of have to, you know, be a specialist and feel and let people feel that they can trust you more than you just looking for money. And you have to genuinely enjoy helping people if you really want to have success. You know what I mean?
Never really thought about that in the aspect of helping people versus just selling people stuff.
Yes.
Because I feel like, well, I'm sure that people see through the BS, basically. You're just trying to sell them something. So if you offer something different of, no, I'm trying to help you get what you want.
What you want.
And then they'll most likely probably stick with you.
Yeah, that's how you should look at business. Generally feel like it's your calling and you should be in a business to help people achieve what they want, and then there's monetary value in that. I don't like, oh, I want to get my commission, I want to go and do this, I want to go take this trip. I generally just like listen to people, ask them questions, understand what they're looking to do, and then I provide value through that, and then obviously there's monetary value in after
Right.
helping them achieve what they want.
Right. So with what you do, would you say you do more rentals than actual sales? Or
Both. I do both.
Okay.
Yeah, I do both. Um, in London, the rental is the fast day-to-day money, whereas the
Okay.
sales takes 3 to 4 months to close sometimes. So yeah, that's the game. There's the rentals, and the hustle is the sales.
Okay. So say for someone like me, who's not living out here, but I want to move out here. How can you assist me?
Yeah, I would say just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like just pack your bags. Even if you don't have enough money saved, you'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they think, oh, I want to have £50,000 saved before I come to the UK, and they want to, oh, I'm gonna go Birmingham first, and then after Birmingham, I'll come to London. You end up not doing it. Like
Right.
just
You get stuck where
you get stuck where you get comfortable. Humans are very, they like to feel comfortable more than being uncomfortable. So if your situation is comfortable, then you're just gonna sit there. Even if it's not where you wanna be, if you're still comfortable there, you will stay there. So I would definitely say just do it. Like just even if there's nights you ain't got no money, even if there's nights you're hungry, you'll figure it out.
Right.
You would definitely figure it out some way. You'll get, even if you gotta maybe get a little waiter job, bartender job until you can get where you wanna be.
Right.
Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's with any, yeah, definitely just do it.
Just do it, honestly, and you will gain experience, and you will get the techniques and the skills needed along the way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it's not a sprint, like it's a marathon. And if you was to make your first million by 27, 26, to me that's quick, especially in
Yeah.
entrepreneurship. This is, a lot of people want things like right now, I want to make, you know what I'm saying? But you have to look at it as 10 to 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it like, oh, by summer I want to be lit. You know what I'm saying? I want to have the house, have the car. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
and you're not going to
unrealistic.
acquire. Okay, you might have like these guys that make money off of Bitcoin. But once they make it, they don't know what to do with it. Because there's skills that you need to learn on the way to that million that is way better than actually having the money. And those skills, it creates your character. It creates your everything, you know, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look at things, you know what I mean? And once
Right.
you gain the skills from getting it out the mud, it changes everything from when you actually got the money, you know what I'm saying? These are the stripes that you gotta earn. There's levels to it, you know?
And it teaches you how to keep your money as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus if you get it real fast, you're like, okay, no, I spend it real fast. Versus
Yep.
if you have to work hard to get it, you know how to keep it or to maintain
Exactly.
a certain level.
And enjoy it. Like, people just want the end result too much.
That
Honestly,
too.
just enjoy the process. Like, I saw you had a guy who was talking about jiu-jitsu on your podcast. And he was saying how he looks at everything through jiu-jitsu nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
everything in life comes through that. But with, like, those type of sports, you don't just wake up and you're a jiu-jitsu master. You gotta get beat up over and over and over and over and over and over. And that's the same with business. Like, you gotta go through it and learn and fail and fail and fail. And most people are afraid to fail.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like to look stupid. They go to the gym and they can't do a pull-up, and they don't want no one looking at them. But who cares? Like, just keep going until you can
until
do a
you
pull-up.
can.
You know what I'm
Then
saying?
next thing you
Keep
know, you
going,
could do
keep going.
10,
Next thing you know, you're in the
20.
gym shining on them. You know what I mean? And you're
Exactly.
walking around looking like Superman, but you started off skinny, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
just
nothing.
you have to go through the hard part to get to the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. What would you say to someone like what is the process of finding an apartment, say within London?
Yeah, so you have to be able to pass requirements. So
Okay.
basically, you have to pass the affordability checks if you're looking to rent. So you would have to show that you make 2.5 the annual income. So if the rent is 1,000 a month, for instance, you need to show you make 2,500 per month. Or if you don't pass the rental income, you have to pay 6 months in advance.
Okay.
Or if you can't do that, then you can have a guarantor, which will have to be someone that lives in the UK that does pass the affordability or you have to have a savings, which would be the entire rent saved in your account. But if you can't go through those steps, you can look for like a private landlord. Most private landlords, they will rather you pass the affordability checks, and they do referencing documents to protect themselves, to make sure they put someone in that's going to pay it, and they're not going to just not be able to pay as soon as they move in. But there's always ways around different things. You can rent a room first, save your money, build relationships, get a job until you start to have that income that will be able to put you over the threshold to be able to afford.
So you said a private landlord. So what's the difference between a private landlord and what you do?
So you've got websites like Open Rent. So these are landlords that don't want to use an estate agent because they have to pay their commission.
Right.
So they will basically go. So for all properties in London, there's two ways to find them. It's either Rightmove or Zoopla. These are the two online portals that all agents use to list properties.
Okay.
So a private landlord can't list their property on Rightmove or Zoopla. You have to be an agent, register with the property ombudsman to be able to put your property on Rightmove and Zoopla. So what Open Rent provides is a service that you can pay them a one-off fee, and they will put it on to Rightmove and Zoopla for you, but you handle everything, and it's a lot cheaper. So if I have a property and I want to rent out my property and not use an agent, I use Open Rent. They'll put on Rightmove and Zoopla, and then you will come directly to me instead of going through a third party. Okay. Which it helps a lot for some people, but there's pros and cons to everything.
Okay, so what are the pros and cons?
So with an estate agency, we will do a full screening, referencing, make sure they have no CCJs, make sure they pass the affordability checks.
What's a CCJ?
CCJ will be a court county judgment. So essentially, if you've ever had any criminal convictions, this will show up. Okay. Or if you've had to pay any fines and you never paid any fines. We also do credit checks to check your credit history and to make sure that you don't have any accounts in default. So this is obviously going to make sure that we find the right tenant for your property that isn't going to default on the rent, isn't going to cause problems, isn't going to trash your house, and has good rental history. Also, working with an estate agency, we keep up to date with laws. For instance, in August, a lot of landlords don't know this, but if you rent your property and you don't show your tenant the EICR certificate, which is an electrical certificate saying that all the electrical appliances and wires are up to date, and something defaults or a fire starts from that, you can have to pay £5,000 to the government. So these are different laws that, you ain't keeping up to date with, what's going on in the real estate field. You could end up having to pay higher fines in the future. Whereas we keep up to date and make sure that you are, proceedable and everything is in check.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But it's fun.
Definitely a lot.
It's fun.
So how would you say, like, one of your days, I know every day is going to be different, but say a busy day for you, what does that look like?
So normally, like I said, like I'm really into fitness. So normally 2 to 3 days out of the week, I'm up 6 a.m. I'll go for a run, do the mileage, maybe about 10K, 6 miles. If I don't do that, I would do shuttles. I'll do 2 sets of 12, about 40 to 50 meters. From then, I hop in the shower, get ready, get fresh, look fly, you know what I'm saying? Gotta look the part, you gotta look cute, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look good, make sure your hair is shining. Get to the office for at least about 8:30, 9 o'clock. First thing I do is Open Rent. I look for competitive properties. I look for what other agents in my area, what listings they have, and if I can go and find those landlords and steal their properties, because it is a cutthroat industry. It's me versus the other estate agents on the street. Right. So that's first. I look for competitive properties. After that, I'm straight cold calling. I do at least 100 calls a day. I tend to either cold call in the morning or I do door knocking in the morning, either or. So door knocking is where I'm just knocking on doors, introducing myself. Hey, how you doing? My name is Anwar. I'm a private property finder. I see your properties online. I was just looking to see if you need help finding new tenants. So I normally do either 100 doors or I'll do 100 cold calling, no matter what it is. If it's snowing, cold, whatever, we're out here. And after that, I will go and do viewings. So whatever properties I've already got listed, if I've got inquiries for it, I'll go and do viewings or I'll do valuation. So basically a valuation is essentially if someone is considering to rent or sell their property, they don't know what the value is. I will come in, I'll show them what properties are renting for in that area, what properties are selling for in that area, tell them, what's the finish, the square meters, and then I'll give them a value based on the current market in their area. Okay. And then, after that, I will go probably finish her up about 7 o'clock. Leave the office, I'll probably hit the gym again, or I'll go boxing. Normally I do weights in the evening, I do my cardio in the morning, eat, sleep, do it all over again.
Do it all over.
You know?
Okay. So no day is the same, basically.
Nah, they're not all
When
the
it comes
same.
to work.
But the thing is that I'm all about money. Like from 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock, I'm on phone calls, business, deals, negotiating transactions, touting, looking for new business. Like my whole day is just centered around business. And I feel a lot of people these days are like, oh, I'm not making any money I want to make. But it's like, what the hell are you doing all day? Like,
Right.
you fucking good at Call of Duty for a fucking reason. You're good at FIFA for a reason. Like, that's
Right,
all you're
right.
doing all day.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Whereas all I'm doing is talking about money all day. So it's almost impossible for me to not make money. You know what I mean?
Very, very good
Because I'm
point.
doing it all, even Saturday, Sunday. I'm
Maybe I
still
need to start talking about money more often.
yeah, nah, it's just like from morning till sundown. Like honestly, I'm around business, and that's
Right.
it. Like I'm not playing PlayStation. I'm not out partying. I'm around negotiating, like day to day.
So can you say what one of your biggest days have been financially?
Yeah, I've had a few, to be honest. Literally last month, I rented a property for £12,000 a month,
Okay.
which was nuts. I rented it for 3 years with a 2-year break clause. So basically, I got my commission for £12,000 per month times 24. So times 24, 8% of that. So I made £12,000 off of one rental property in 1
Nice.
month last month.
Nice.
That was my biggest rental to date. I've sold houses for 1.5. I've got an offer right now on a house for 725,000.
Okay.
That's gonna get accepted. It's honestly
Just going.
yeah.
So what do the commissions look like?
So for sales, you get 2% on the sale transaction of the house. So if the house is 1 million, you get 2% of that. For rent, you will get anywhere between 8 to 14%. So you would get the entire year up front, 8% of that, because you have a contract that they're legally bound to the tenant. So you
Okay.
can get up into the entire year, but you get it up front from the first month's rent. So yeah, basically.
Okay. Any person, well, because they have to stay there for that period of time anyway.
Exactly, and you have
So-
a contract legally binding them to it. So
To it.
if they even move out, they still have to pay your
Pay the rent.
commission. Exactly.
Okay. All right. That's nice, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah, no.
And it's only gonna go up from there. And
Yeah,
you
exactly.
And so all of these that you just spoke of, you've been doing that. You've achieved, I would say, on your own and not underneath a company.
Yeah, so essentially, I used to work. I worked for 3 to 4 years, just like basic salary, just 10% of what the company's making commission. But I realized like freedom is more important to me than money at this point. I like to be able to say if I don't want to work today, I don't have to. Even though I do work more than if I had a 9 to 5, I just like to have the freedom of working on my own time and doing my own thing. If I want to go on holiday for 2 months, I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
bound to my boss, like, oh, your lunch breaks up and this type of thing. So freedom was most important. But I used to work and I learned the game. And then once I learned the game, I used to have someone that was in this office, because basically the way this company works is I'm self-employed, but I use the company's logo, I use their brand, I use their marketing material, I use the office. I've got a lady at front desk that answers my calls. I've got a team downstairs that does all the legal requirements and stuff,
Okay.
keeps up to date for those. I have a mortgage broker that I can call and refer people to get a percentage. But yeah, because when you work a 9 to 5, they work you to the ground and you're not making the amount of money that you're actually doing in the business, you know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah. Now I've been self-employed for about a year now, and it was like the best thing I could have ever done, honestly.
Okay. So what did that transition look like for you from the 9 to 5 to self-employed?
It was a bit difficult in the beginning, but I just kept my head down and cut off like all distractions. You know, I minimalized the partying. I minimalized friends that ain't talking about money or making money. I cut off friends that I just used to hang around just because I thought they were funny or whatever.
Right.
And now I just surround people that have the same mind like me or doing things that I'm doing, and it just went up. Like for my first 2 months, I believe I started making money. I think I made like £4,000 my first month. And then from there, I just saved a little bit, pretended I didn't even have the money in my account, and was just keep going. And then it just kept going, kept going. It's like a snowball effect from there.
So what was that process of cutting people off like?
It's difficult. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, like, to cut off like negative people, because they're going to keep calling you, and you're just like, you just got to just say, fuck them. Like, worry about yourself, honestly. You might want to go clubbing. You might want to go out. And it takes time. This week you might cut them off, but then next week you might slip up and go hang out with them, and then next week you cut them off. But as long as you don't give up, it gets easier and easier and easier. You know what I'm saying? Especially like cutting out negative aspects of your life, such as partying, drinking, chasing girls all day. You slip up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna mess up here and there, but the main thing is that you don't give up, even if it takes 2 to 3 years to really try and get focused. As long as you don't give up. That little bit that you was able to do, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's like I was just talking about that the other day. It's compounding and consistency.
Yeah,
because that compounds, like you said, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the compound, and then if you stay consistent with it, you're gonna get better and better and better at it. Exactly. So, what would you say your circle looks like now?
Now it's just the people that's in my office. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's it. Like, honestly, I got friends that call me here and there, and they'll even tell you, like, you message anyone that knows me, they'll tell you they ain't seen me in a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just been locked in, really, really, really and truly. Like, my fitness, my business is just, that's first and foremost. And like, I'm not in no I got girls and stuff, but I'm not invested in any relationship right now, because I feel like I want to achieve something first so that I could be like the breadwinner of my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be that alpha male that comes from abundance. You know, I have my finances in check. I've got my money in check. I've got all those things in check. And then I could start looking into having fun and partying again. But that stuff, it slows you down, and it messes everything up, honestly.
Would you say you had a good role model in that aspect?
Yeah. A lot of YouTube videos as well. You know, because the way the internet is now, it's like power of YouTube. Anyone could post, and you can see from like different entrepreneurs that are self-made, and they talk about their life and what they had to learn. So that helped a lot. And then even just my mentor at different jobs that I've had, even books. I read a lot of books that's put me onto game. But I feel like a lot of people also get caught up in consuming and don't actually do. So a lot of things that you are learning, you need to put this shit into practice.
Yes, most definitely.
Wasted. Honestly, it's just
like wasted. I literally just read this book. What is the title of the book? I think it's something about chasing your dreams. And the guy was like, 90% of you that's reading this book, this is like the last chapter, 90% of you guys, again, that's reading this book, you're going to write down your list of things that you're willing to give up, but not actually give them up.
Not actually do it.
Only 10% of you will actually do it.
Actually, and a lot of people just sit there consuming all this content and be like, yeah, that's great. And you get hyped up. You feel like you achieved it while you're listening to the content, but you have to go and put it into practice.
But yeah, that book, it really gave me the boost that I needed prior to coming here, because I finished it before I came out here. And I'm just like, man, like, because basically the book is about transitioning from your full-time job into full-time entrepreneurship. Yeah. That's basically what the book was about. So it's like, how long are you willing to sacrifice? Yeah. And how much are you willing to sacrifice? Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like I'm already sacrificing a lot doing what I'm doing, but it's like, nah, you can sacrifice more. Like, that's what it said to me, basically. So like, for me, I guess I'm putting this out there now. The things that I'm gonna sacrifice more is leisure travel, because I love to travel. Yeah. But all that money that I'm spending on leisure travel can go into my podcast.
Yes, exactly.
And so for me now, it's like, well, no trip in May.
Yeah.
So I was planning on going to Greece and Iceland, but I think I'm gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to cut it out. And honestly, because like at first it was like a 5-year goal. Well, what is it? I'm almost 3 years into that 5-year goal, and I'm still at my job. So it's like, well, maybe we should tell ourselves we're getting out of this job a little sooner than you think. Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. It's just taking the leap, but it's just like
calculated leap. You know what I mean?
Like, it will definitely be a calculated leap. But the question for me would be, do I stay in Bermuda or do I go somewhere else? Because I feel like staying in Bermuda is always going to limit me, no matter what. Yeah. But then it's like, I don't really feel like being in the US. The UK, it's okay. Yeah. I feel like this is why I came out here first, as the first actual travel for the podcast. Yeah. Just to see what it's like and to see if I can put up with it. There's
Mm-hmm.
no sunshine thing. I don't know if I could
it's
do
not.
with that.
It's not. It's
That's
cold
I
out
think that's the part that I won't be able to do with no
Yeah,
sun.
yeah, no,
So I'll
that's the
probably have
worst
to find somewhere that's a little sunnier. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's just like, and at the same time, I don't want to go to the U.S. So it's like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I
Just
know
trying to
what you
figure
mean.
out where the cost of living will be okay
Yeah.
for say 6 months,
Yeah.
and then just go from there. But
But definitely, if you're an entrepreneur, London is definitely the place to be. I promise you that. Business is on a whole nother level out here. This is like, I've always looked at Bermuda as like my house, and then like London or even outside of Bermuda is like the entire world outside of my house. And it's so much business opportunities, and it's ridiculous how much money's in London.
Yeah.
It's almost too easy to make money in London as an entrepreneur because there's business everywhere. It's a fast-paced city with
Yeah.
loads of opportunities and loads of like hustlers really getting to it. You know what I mean? So definitely, if I was to say, if you're looking for like a place to think about, if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for a place to go, definitely come London.
so come to London.
For sure, for
I
sure.
hit you up for an apartment.
For sure, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, we'll make it happen. But nah, definitely come to London. You'd be surprised. what's
So
going on.
with saying, no, hold on, I want to go back to something else. What's say your top 3 books that you've read?
First, definitely The Way of the Superior Man. Basically, that book is about the duality between masculine and feminine energy. Not to be like, oh, woohoo, sexist, or, you know, men have to be this ultra bravado, but it's more about even in two females, there's still a masculine and feminine energy. Between two men, there's still masculine and feminine energy. But how to keep that masculine energy and harness that energy and use it to be able to, you know, keep everything in order. I'm not against any. I'm straight, but I'm just saying in any way, like I agree with whatever the creator has made. That's I whatever, but I like that book because it really taught me about like sexual transmutation, which is a deep topic that helped me to, you know, cut out distractions. So yeah, definitely Way of the Superior Man. My second will probably be Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you heard about that book.
Yeah.
That book was more about how rich don't work for money. They make the money work for them, and about, you know, buying assets instead of buying liabilities. And third, I'll probably say Think and Grow Rich, which is also a really good book. Quite similar, quite similar to Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I've got to throw in 48 Laws of Power in there as well. That's another deep one that, you know, that can be translated into business. And I've used a lot of those tactics in my day-to-day life. For instance, I know a lot of people remember this one, Never Outshine the Master from the 48 Laws of Power, which I've many times that I've been in like circles with people and we're talking business, and maybe my boss is there, the director's there, and I might know something, or I might have done something that put my boss in a better position with my director, but I don't go and blabber about it. I let him take that light. You got to know when to sit back, you know, because then he might come back to me after and be like, okay, look, let's do this now, you know what I'm saying? I got your back because you have my back, you know what I mean? So definitely throw in that book. Another one actually I've been listening to is the audio book, which was 50 Cent's book. I can't remember the name of it.
The latest one?
The one before the latest one. I didn't really like the latest one. He had one right before that.
The latest one was about his son, right?
Yeah, I think
that's the thing. That's the one I
heard a
read.
little bit of it, but it was the one before that, and he was just putting me onto game. You know, how he navigated the industry and how he navigated business and how he was able to stay afloat when everybody was, even though he was around, you know, clubbing, partying, strip clubs, he wasn't consuming it. Like he was
that's the same one I read, because he wasn't drinking and stuff like that.
He'll put water
that's the one I read.
That put me onto game and how he was able to still shine, you know what I'm saying, with being in that environment.
After reading that one, I stopped drinking for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of progress. I'm just like, look at this. And then even with that, like I didn't intentionally cut people out.
Yeah.
But that cut people out of my life. I'm just like,
Yeah,
look at the way it just worked. Like it's just cutting one thing out of your lifestyle, and then it cuts out the people that are associated with it.
Exactly.
And it makes you a little more focused on what you're doing. So that one was definitely.
I
forget the title of it, but that one.
I forgot the title of it too, but I've listened to the audiobooks. So
I just know it's a black book.
Yeah.
It's black.
He's a black. Yeah, he's a hustler. I respect
that one.
To the fullest.
That one was really good.
That was a good book for sure.
Have you read How to Win Friends and Influence People?
I listened to the audiobook a little bit
Okay.
I remember listening to the audiobook a little bit, but I haven't gotten deep into it just yet. But it's a good one.
Yeah, that one's definitely a good one because it helps you to understand people a little more. It's like a psychology book almost. So yeah, that one's definitely a good one as well. 'Cause
I'll
you
check
talk to
that out
people
for
a lot.
sure.
Yeah, that one taught me a lesson as I was reading it. It's like I think at the time I was reading every day before going to work. So it was almost like a meditation for me to read, especially that book because it's teaching me how to deal with people and I deal with people every single day and it's just like I remember one day it really made me put what I learned into practice. I'm just like, look at this.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't read that chapter, this one, I would have reacted differently. So it's interesting the way that books help you.
Yes.
And it's always the
put it into
execution.
practice.
Yeah, when you put it into practice, then that's when it works. If you're just reading to read and you're not really making any actions afterwards, yeah, you have the knowledge, but what you can't really.
What can you do with it?
Yeah,
You don't want
exactly.
to waste the talent that comes with it.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it's a lot of good material out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that's been through what you're going through. And when you go through it, you come out the other side with your stripes, you know, you get the results from it. And that's what, you know, people could see within you. And they can say, okay, I relate to this person. If people are just like full of shit, or if they're just playing PlayStation all day, you look like it. Or if you know, you're just partying all weekend, you look like it. But if you're about $1 million deals all day, you look like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like you definitely got to get things into check. And like if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with who you see in the mirror, that's a big fucking problem, and you have to go and fix it. But like you said, with you know how to win people and stuff like that, or how to build relationships, these are skills and techniques that no one's born with. You know, like Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't born playing football. He practiced that day in, day out. You know, people that are good with, you know, interviewing people or people that's good with speaking in public speaking is because they practice it. You know what I'm saying? No one's born with anything. It's something that it's skills you acquire and you put in the consistency over a long period of time, 5 to 10 years. Then you can, when people look, they're like, wow, how is he doing that? How is he playing the guitar? Like even without even looking at it, because he practiced that a zillion times, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly why I have my YouTube channel because, like I said at the intro, I'm on a journey from unknown to unforgettable. Yes. I'm just documenting it. Like I'm just documenting from where I started to where I'm gonna be. Yeah. So at the end of the day, so if people need social proof, so they say, well, go binge watch my YouTube channel. You see exactly where I started in my bedroom, like in my apartment. I can't even say in my bedroom, in my apartment. Then I went to a bedroom, and then I'm gonna go back to my apartment. Yeah, it's like, come on,
it's a process, especially a lot of these.
It doesn't happen overnight because on YouTube it looks like it happens overnight, and they never show you what they really went through, and that's why I'm so keen on showing what I'm going through. You may not see it real time, but you're gonna see it eventually. Like you know what I mean? Like some things I just record. I'm just talking to myself at this point, like, you're gonna watch this in 2 years and you're gonna be like, wow.
Exactly. See, you're looking at it in like longevity, and the more you do it, the better you get, the more doors open up.
Most definitely.
So no, definitely, I agree. Like everyone should really just have like a hobby. You really need to get to making some money, and you need to have like a fitness routine. Like those three are definitely important for like just everything, and then from there you can start to come from a life of abundance when you have loads of money, you know, everything's in check. But those three things are definitely like the most important for sure.
Do you have like a monetary goal that you want to reach, say within this year or in 2 years?
Yeah, I look at things at least like within the next 24 months. I don't really look at things like, I want to make X amount of money this month, because even if I stay consistent this month, you're not going to really see no results next month, or even 2 months. And that's when most people give up. They're like, I've been in the gym for 2 months, I don't see no. I've been working, cutting off my friends, no partying for 1 month. You got to really look at it for like at least 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years. And even then, I would say, like, even if you wanted to be an IBF pro bodybuilder, those guys have been doing that for 20 years. You don't just do that for 1 month and you could step on stage looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, that don't happen. To even qualify to be an IBF pro bodybuilder, you need to be doing this for 30 years, 15 years, 20 years. So I look at things quite similar, like fitness transfers into my business life. So I definitely want to be a real estate tycoon.
Okay.
Like if anybody knows me, I used to DJ and I've traveled to California all around DJing. But now I'm getting older. I don't want to be a 30-year-old DJ. I want to be a 30-year-old real estate tycoon. So now I've shifted and thinking about when I'm 30, where I want to be, what I want to have, who the person that I want to be, and at the age of 30. So yeah, definitely. I want everything. Right? I just want to come from a life of abundance. You know, I don't want to have to be thinking about, oh, how much this costs, oh, how much that costs, oh, where my next meal is gonna come from. So
I'm with you on that. So how old are you now?
me, I'm 26.
26.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know why though, but it's the same age. You're just a year under.
Where you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years?
Me? And I'll be traveling doing this podcast. Freedom. Freedom is literally it.
Yeah.
I have multiple businesses. As to what they will be, who knows right now.
Yeah.
As long as they fund my lifestyle and creating wealth with me not doing anything, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. I'm
that's
trying to
great.
be a millionaire, man.
Of course, that's the
No,
goal.
no, I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I
You
will
will
be
be.
a multi-millionaire. I don't want 1 million. I want like 100 million.
Yeah.
Or maybe 200. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
just keep going and
Exactly.
see what happens. But yeah, that's why I think I really need to just push on getting out of my job. Because I think that's the only thing that's holding me back at this point.
Yeah.
Is my freedom to really just push. So let's see what happens by the end of the year. That's the
Right,
goal.
if you want it, then you work every day for it.
Telling
you
you,
get
I'm
it,
pushing.
you know what
I'm pushing for it at this point because, like, because your health and your wealth comes first, right? So your mental
100%.
health, your physical health, and I think, like, from seeing people within my job, I'm just like, I don't understand how you've been here for 10+ years. Like, how?
Feel comfortable. It works. It's good enough.
I can't get too complacent because I feel myself already getting there. So I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time, definitely.
It's time.
You're not
It's time
getting
to-
any younger, you know?
Exactly.
Take the
I'm
risks,
not getting any younger.
Especially if you ain't got no one
My
relying
body,
on you.
obviously, my body is like, nope, it's time for you to stop. Like,
Yeah.
let's try something else.
It'll
So,
burn you out. And you're not even getting
Yeah.
paid the amount of money, the amount of time that you're actually working. You're getting paid minimum wage, or you're getting paid a percentage of the company making all of this money. You get paid just that bit, but you're doing everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it is, yeah, definitely. You gotta. I remember I used to work as a waiter in Bermuda, and I said to this guy, I was like, would you rather do a job just so you know you could get money to pay your bills, or would you rather do what you love, knowing that you're not gonna make a lot of money? And he was like, I would just do a job just to get paid to be able to provide whatever I gotta do. And in my mind, I was just like, I would never do that. Like I would like, and I said to him, I was like, it was just honest. It was just like an eye opener that not everyone thinks like you and I. You know what I'm saying? Like I would sacrifice not being able to eat, not be able to travel, not be able to buy the expensive clothes just to do what I love. You know what I mean? For sure. No questions about it. And I know because I love it, the money would definitely come, but it would take time.
That's like especially in Bermuda. When you look at the waiters and the waitresses, a lot of them aren't young.
Yeah.
Like they probably started when they were young. It's like, oh, I'm only gonna do this for X amount of time, and then they got comfortable, complacent. Like, well, I was paying my bills, so why not? Why try something else? Why try this? Why try that?
Exactly.
And it's crazy because I don't know. I was scrolling on Facebook, and you heard of Magic's List, right, in Bermuda? Okay, so it's basically like where people post stuff, right? Like ask for advice, different things like that. This lady posted that she has a friend who's always wanted to be an accountant, but at the time, as in like out of high school, couldn't afford it. But now she's in her 30s, and the opportunities come around. I'm assuming that someone's gonna pay for it, like they can do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, should I take this job? I'm like, but it's been your dream all this time, and you can do it. But the only thing that's holding you back is, well, you're competing with 20-year-olds. Exactly. Well, you're gonna win all the time because at the end of the day, you have life. What's the word?
Experience.
Yeah, life experience versus a 20-year-old coming straight out of college. Yeah, they could groom them, but you're still new to the position.
Yep.
So if that lady's out there listening to this, there's your advice. Take that job because I don't know who you are because it was posted anonymously, but just take that job because go to school and then take the job because first of all, it was your dream. And your dream is finally coming to reality. I don't see why you can't just go for it.
Exactly.
Just do what you gotta do. I think I'm talking to myself at the same time.
But put the money aside, and if it's your calling, just go do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, money is definitely important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it ain't, but at the same time, like, money will come if you are consistent and you enjoy what you're doing. The money will definitely come for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely a good piece of advice for young people out there. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you enjoy doing. Chase your dreams. Money will come. You know.
Most definitely. Anything that we haven't discussed that you like to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, for people that want to get into becoming an entrepreneur, I definitely say be a specialist instead of a generalist. You know, like, for instance, even if you're a doctor, if you're just a general doctor, you're going to get paid less money than if you're like a brain surgeon. So any industry that you get into, like, really harness your energy into being a specialist and being the go-to person in that market and becoming the best that you can be in something specific if you really want to become an entrepreneur. People want to do business with the best in the business. So for me, even with real estate, don't just say I will cover all of London. I pick a specific part of London, and I know everything about that part because I'm specializing in that part. And if you want to be able to get the best results in that area, you'll come to me because I'm specializing in that. And also, don't be afraid to look stupid and make mistakes in the beginning because you have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? You have to look dumb, even if you don't like how you look on camera or whatever. Just still go through it. Look stupid for as long as it does, because at a time you will start to be and create and do what you want to do and be a professional in whatever you're doing. And also, last thing is, like, you know, be quick with what you do. Be fast, because business is very fast. It's a fast-paced industry. And those people that say, I'll do it, call me in a week, call me. Nah, we're going to do this shit now. We're going to get this done now. You want to be fast and punctual and reliable and just be a people person. You know what I'm saying? Like, help people get what they want at the end of the day.
Okay. Any questions for me thus far?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got a good idea of everything from what you're saying to me. I've looked at your Instagram, so I understand exactly, you know, like the whole point of the podcast and where you're going. And I really commend you on it, you know, starting something.
Appreciate it.
You know, creating your own little niche market and keeping it consistent. Yeah, because I know it gets difficult. I know it gets hard.
Most definitely.
For sure, I can, you know, and I know it's not every day. It's like everything is going the way it is, you know, and you've been able to push through those times. So just keep doing it, because I'm telling you, you're on the right path. And when you get there, you're going to realize that the journey was way better than the results. And it's really nice to see what you're doing, because we need more positivity in today's. Like, it's easy for you to go be a rapper or talk shit or be a gangster or, you know, all that bullshit, but you're doing something positive and you're opening people's eyes and connecting people on another level that who knows what that could happen in the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might just end up having your own business where people's coming to you and you've got a whole team of people underneath you, and you never know where it might go and who you might inspire and whose life that you might have just changed and stopped them from doing something stupid. Or, you know, you might not see it, but they might have just picked up on a piece of game from what you created, you know what I'm saying? Or the avenues that you've been able to open up for people that have a voice that need to be heard in a positive light. So definitely, like what you done was a really good idea, and I feel that you're impacting people. So once you impact people's life, your blessings are just gonna keep coming, because you're impacting people in a positive way. You know, you reap what you sow. So I just want to say, you know, good job on what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
And keep going, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard, but just don't give up, because I promise you, you do this for 5 to 10 to 15 years, that's when you're going to see the real results, you know? So I'm just really proud of you. I'm happy for what you're doing, and I want to say, like, just don't stop, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, don't quit. Even if you're thinking about, what am I even doing this for? What's the point of this? I'm not getting what I want yet. Just keep going, like 5, 10, 15, 20 years, just keep going, because then you'll see the real results of what it is.
Most definitely. Appreciate that, man. Really, thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, so gonna go into the closing questions. I ask these questions to everyone.
Yeah.
And the first question is, what advice would you give to 18-year-old you about what you do now?
Yeah, definitely cut out all the negative bullshit, partying. Cut all that shit out as early as you possibly can. You need to be business orientated every single day. Don't listen to these guys, need balance and nah. You be about business all day, every day, and put in the work for 5 to 10 to 15 years. And there is no other secret besides consistency. Even if you fail, even if it's hard, just keep going.
All right. What advice would you give to our listeners on entrepreneurship?
Yeah, for entrepreneurship, it is don't just because you're not seeing money in the beginning, don't give up. It is a long-term game, and also, like I said before, be a specialist, not a generalist, and be a people person and help people get what they want. And there's monetary value in that. Don't just think about yourself and what you want. Think about what you can help other people achieve in that industry, and then you will get money from that.
What's next for you and your business?
I'm just gonna stick to what I'm doing right now. There's other opportunities that come my way, but I'm not really focused on that because I just want to. People say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but really and truly, I just want to focus on one thing and be the master at that, and then we could look to other opportunities. Yeah. But I cut out anything, but if it ain't got to do with fitness, work in real estate, and spirituality, I don't care about it. Honestly, that's it. That's all I'm focused on at the point. So hopefully in the next couple years, I want to be able to have a big team under me, creating millionaires,
Is there a name for your business? I forgot to ask you that at the beginning.
So, I work underneath the banner of Century 21. I'm a property consultant, so just anything to do with real estate, pretty much you can hit me up and we could get to it, you know what I mean?
Okay. What would you say to your future self 5 years from now?
Future self,
So again, watch this back in 5 years' time. This is your advice that you have for yourself.
I would say 5 years back,
No, 5 years.
5 years forward. For my future self, I would say I would say it's definitely important to practice delayed gratification, but also celebrate your wins when they come. You know what I'm saying? There are people out there that say, "Oh no, don't buy a Lamborghini, that's a waste of money. Oh, don't buy this, don't pay for this, don't just live, don't buy a coffee at Starbucks every day, make your own coffee. You could save £1 every day and all that bullshit." Nah, man, just go enjoy your life. Have fun at the same time. Obviously, stay focused, stay a hustler, stay winning, but also enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to party here and there for sure, but definitely don't just get too robotic. Because I know once you hit a certain level and you're stuck doing this, you kind of get stuck into that and there ain't nothing else and you just forget about having a life while creating a life, you know what I'm saying? So.
All right. And lastly, where do you see yourself and your business in 5 years' time?
Definitely, I have a big team beneath me. I want to have I want to be able to be doing 4 rentals a month and 1 sale a month. And I want to have at least residual income of at least 300,000. So this is money that, because obviously when I rent a property, I rent it once. They stay there for 3 years. I'm getting paid for 3 years. So I want to have at least 300,000 of residual income that that's already been done for the last 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
That's guaranteed, built up. 300 at least thousand in residual, and then obviously create a new business. So I want to at least 4 properties guaranteed every month with tenants in it, and at least 1 sale each month. That's my goal.
Okay, nice. Anything else that you want to talk about?
Nah, that's good. I feel like at the level that we're at right now, we've pretty much topped on both of our experience, and I definitely want to say we should sit back down in the future. You know what I'm saying, and see where we've come and where it's going from there. Yeah. Tap in and stuff, and just keep providing game.
Most definitely. All right, Anwar, I really appreciate you.
Likewise.
Giving up some of your time to be on the podcast.
Worth it for sure.
And yeah, that's another episode. My name is Sakudini. I'm on a journey from unknown to unforgettable, and we have Anwar Lekki. And yeah, in a few years, we're both going to be multi-millionaires.
For sure.
Yes.
No question about it. Ain't no question about it. Trust me on that.
All right.